Welcome to today's session. This session is all about hotels. How can you acquire, how can you find profitable hotels? How can you acquire? How can you negotiate? How do you make them profitable? Uh, and how can you use this segment as a cash flowing strategy? Now, if you look at hotels in central London or anywhere in London, you're probably going to see returns of below 5%, below 5 or 6%. There was a hotel that was available in a Heathrow that was a 21-bed guest house, cottage actually, which
Jack, you're going down again.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening with this. Could it just be my laptop or something? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
if my voice goes down, please do let me know because I can't tell otherwise. So I was sharing about how do you find these hotels, how do you acquire these hotels, how to make them profitable, and so on. To give you an example, there's actually a cottage that's available for sale in Hounslow near Heathrow, and that's a 21-bed cottage up for 2.1 million. Now, if you were buying that hotel, the average rate they charge in the region is anywhere between 70 to 220 pound a night. Okay? I think their average is about 100 pound a night. Okay, so if you look at throughout the 365 days of the year, they average about 100 pound a night, and I think they average about 70% occupancy. So if you do the numbers on the 70% at 100 pound a night with 21 rooms, with the investment of 2.1 million, you're probably going to see returns of in the region of sort of 6, maybe 7% if you're lucky. Okay. But the good part of obviously buying a cottage like that in a location like that is your capital growth. Okay. It just goes back to the same strategy of what is your main focus? Is it capital growth? Is it cash flow? Is it a combination of cash flow and capital growth? And then you go from southeast. You go from.
We're losing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm actually going to keep this thing out. I don't know what's happening with these things. I'll have to get my laptop checked. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah, better
Okay.
than when you've got that thing in. Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at that cottage, like I said, if you do the calculation at a 2.1 million of a 21-bed hotel at £100 a night, you're probably going to see an average return of about 7% if you're lucky, maybe 8%. And the strategy goes back to what are you focused on? Is it capital growth? Is it cash flow? It's a combination of both. And if let's say your focus is capital growth, then you can go and buy a hotel in central London or anywhere in Greater London. You see a decent capital commercial valuation over a sustained period of time. But if your aim is a combination of capital growth and cash flow, maybe you stay in Midlands or somewhere in Midlands. But if you're looking for pure cash flow and you're not really worried about capital growth, then you go up north, like in the region of Blackpool that you are watching me doing it, because the returns here are much higher and the cash flow is much faster. I'm actually going to share a sheet here so you can see for yourself if you have not seen this sheet before. So, sorry. So if you look at the sheet, this is a smaller hotel. We are completing on this one this Monday. I've actually already made the payment of 31,000, 32,000 pounds today. So it's already under completion. This has this is actually a 10-bed hotel. Room rate in the region is on average throughout the year is about 50. Okay. There's a 52% occupancy in the region. We've taken 50, that's 182 days. That's all in all 91,000 all in. Even though there is there's an alcohol license and a food license on this hotel. We are not looking to use that. We are looking to automate this fully with master keys outside, all the admin marketing getting done by a virtual assistant, and all we need is a local manager there to deal with emergencies. Even the phones are going to be answered by a virtual assistant, so we don't have to worry about all of this. The rent of the hotel is 12,180. Cleaners are costing about 11,000. Other expenses, including booking fee, maintenance, bills, insurance, 20,000. We are paying ourselves a management fee of 25,000 from the SPV. Profits after paying ourselves a management fee is 22,000, which is 91% of the money invested. And when you look at the management fee of 25,000 plus the profits, that's a return of 191%. Now imagine things actually don't go to plan. Now I'm going to stop sharing the screen so you can see me and see where I'm coming from. So imagine things don't go to plan. Okay. What will happen is that if they don't go to plan, I will go, if let's say they go to plan, I make 200% return on money invested. But let's say if they don't go to plan, I go from maybe 190 or 200% return on money invested to maybe 150 or maybe even 100% return on money invested. Raise your hand if you think that's good return on money invested. Raise your hand if you know how much money you can make when you invest in a buy-to-let investment. Raise your hand if you know how much that is. You'd be lucky if you make about 12% return on your capital employed in a buy-to-let. Okay, so if you invest 100 grand, you'd be lucky if you can make a profit of £12,000 when you are investing into a BTL. Okay, I'm not talking about 100 grand purchase price. I'm talking about 100 grand of your own money invested into a buy-to-let. Okay, but if you take that 100 grand and you invest it into this particular strategy, you could potentially, in the worst case scenario, double your money in the year. Okay, and let's say if things do go to plan and maybe even better, you could go home with maybe 250% return on your money invested. Okay, and in the worst case scenario, like I said, you may walk away with 100%, maybe even 70-80%. That's way better than investing in a buy to let. Okay, and you don't necessarily have to just look at Blackpool. There are many other different areas up north which have decent prices on their hotels. In fact, let me share with you one of them which will literally blow your mind, so you'll see where I'm coming from. A hotel came in the market, and I didn't get it, but it came in the market. It had 74 rooms, 74, with no upfront lease money. The only thing we had to pay was just the rent. And the only criteria to get selected for a hotel like this was, well, there's two criteria. One was that they, you know, when you meet the landlord, that they could trust that you can run a hotel. And the second was that you pay the rent on time, right? That is all there is. Experience and how much they can trust you, your ability to run a hotel. Now imagine if you took a 74-bed hotel, okay, and you paid no lease. If anyone has a calculator, can they calculate 74 into 50 a night? Fortune, are you going to do that? No, not Fortune. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can do this for me. Fortune, can you do this for me?
Yeah, I'm looking for my, yeah, I can do it. I'm
okay, you've got a calculator?
No, I've got one on the computer, yeah.
Okay, so can you do that?
Yes.
So you look at 74 rooms and you say multiplied by £50 a night.
Hold on. Oh, God.
If you want, I can do it so you can see all for yourself. It's 74 rooms times £50 a night. That's £3,700 a day.
Times.
Yep.
£50 a night. Yeah. 3,700 a day.
No. Yeah, 3,700 a day. Times that by 365.
365, yeah. That's
and divide that by
1.3 million.
Yeah, that's 100% occupancy. But divide that by 2 for 50% occupancy.
675.
£675,000. Yes. Now I am not even looking at the the restaurant hotel has and the bar that hotel has. It has a massive restaurant and a very, very big bar. Do you think this hotel, on and all, will take £1 million in revenue?
Yeah, it might.
It
Yes.
definitely will.
It would.
74 rooms. Look at the amount of traffic, the foot traffic you have coming in. Okay. So making £1 million in a hotel like this is very, very easy. Now, even if you look at all the salaries you're going to pay, if you look at all the numbers, and I can very easily take you through all the numbers, you're still going to walk away with at least profits of 1/3. Now, would you like to make
Divided by 3.
divide that by maybe even 3? Yeah.
Yeah, 225,000.
350,000. Now, would you like to make £350,000 without investing much of your own money? Because remember, there's no lease. All you're paying is advanced rent of maybe 1 month and 1 month deposit, and you're all set in. Would you like to make keep your hand up if you'd like to make that kind of money? Okay, now that is your one segment in a whole bunch of strategies that are actually available to you. Okay, I can actually show you numbers on another one. Let me just show you numbers on another one so you can see a bit more depth to this. So we are completing on this one next week as well. This is a 28-bed hotel, sea-facing, premium location. We are paying 45,000 lease, 20,000 deposit, that's 65,000 all in. There are 28 rooms. There are 28 rooms. Room rate in the region is £50 a night, depending on obviously the size of rooms and so on. But I've written 40 for this one to be on the conservative side. This hotel is positioned for over 50s only, which means that so you can only book from Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday to Sunday. You can't book a single day, and it's positioned for over 50s only. He's pushed the occupancy to 90%, which is 328 days a year. Okay. He takes over 100 grand from food and drinks. I've written 80 to be on the safe side. That's 447 all in revenue throughout the year. Even though he takes more than $500,000, I've taken, like I said, a conservative figure. Rent is 30,000. Cleaners are costing 36,000. Salaries are 120,000. Other expenses, including maintenance, booking fee, bills, insurance, 100,000. Management fee, we are paying ourselves a management fee of 120,000. Profits after that are 40,000, which is 62% return on the money invested of 65,000. But when you take the management fee of 120 plus the profits, that's 260% return on money invested. Okay. Now, raise your hand if you think this is a good investment. Raise your hand if you think this is a good investment. Okay. Now, that's your hotel strategy. Like I said, if you're focused on capital growth alone and you are happy making, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%, you can go and take a hotel in London or anywhere in external or Greater London. If you're focused on a bit of capital growth, bit of cash flow, you can look at Midlands or surrounding Midlands areas. Or if you're looking for complete cash flow and not worried about capital growth, then you want to look up north and enjoy the cash flow. But always make sure that you buy in the right area and that you are not paying over the odds for any hotel. Make sure that you do your due diligence in terms of occupancy rates, in terms of numbers, in terms of expenses, and everything else around it. So that, remember, if I took, and let me give you this analogy because it's very important for everyone to understand. Let's say if I took a hotel, let's say we took 2 similar hotels and we gave it to 2 different people. Do you think they will run it the same way, or do you think they'll run it in different ways?
Different ways.
Different ways. Now, what do I mean by that? You will see that in the same location, same size hotel, one hotel will struggle while the other one will thrive. And that all depends on your skills level. Okay,
Yes.
how well you market, how active you are in your customer service, how active you are in terms of taking reviews, how active you are in terms of taking direct bookings, and a whole bunch of other things behind the scene. Okay. So it's not just about taking a hotel in a specific location. It's about becoming that person that can take on a hotel and make it profitable. Now, let me share with you one more thing at the back of this. Now, if let's say you don't own any hotels, and let's say you went to bid for this 74-bed hotel who's not charging you any lease, do you think this guy will give you the hotel with no experience?
No.
No,
He will not.
No.
Yes, he
No.
will not.
Probably not.
Okay? No, he will not give you
No.
that hotel. But when you do have a few hotels, let's say 2 or 3, and now you approach a hotelier like that when they're retiring and they don't want any stress and they want someone experienced, the likelihood of you being able to get that hotel increases manyfold. Okay? Are you with me on this? Raise your hand if you're with me on this, please. Okay? So you got to position yourself in a way where you're ready to take the bigger opportunities and the bigger chunk of money that's sitting around for you to make. Okay? Like I said, you can take this and compare it to a buy-to-let where you'd be lucky if you make 10, 12% return on your capital employed. And likewise, if you compare this opportunity to many other strategies that are available, you're going to find this opportunity a much better strategy, I must say. And within the hotel as well, what uniqueness do you bring will also make a major difference. Okay, that is also the key. You want to make sure that you bring some sort of uniqueness into the picture to be able to stand out when it comes to your hotel, and that you're able to charge not just the bare minimum that every hotel is charging, but you're able to charge a premium at the back of that. Okay, there's always a creative way to stand out and charge good money with that experience that you can potentially create in your hotel. Okay, or if you just want to make it completely automated, you can do that too. It's not a problem. Obviously, you'll make a lower return on your investment if you were to make it completely passive. Okay, or not completely passive, but you know what I mean, like a major part of it really passive. Okay, anyone has any questions so far? Saida, do you have any questions?
No, Jack, it's all good.
Fortune, any questions?
Yes, I've got many questions. Does the size of the property for the hotel, is the size important? Because I've got a 5-bedroom FY1 in Blackpool that I'm
I would
thinking.
not take a 5-bed. Personally, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's a personal choice. I personally wouldn't take a 5-bed. It's too small.
Okay.
Okay. But again, it depends on your personal strategy. If you are in the region and you wanna sort of have maybe 300 keys to manage or 300 units to manage, and this 5 keys just one out of them, then it doesn't really matter. Okay.
Hello, Jack.
Yes.
How
Josh.
many minimal rooms can you start with if you want to start the hotel business?
Would you
I
recommend?
would not
Yes.
take anything that's below sort of 8 or 10 rooms.
Okay.
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 Again,
Now
that's your personal strategy, Josh. Sorry, go ahead.
What if I can turn this house into 8 bedrooms or expand it to 8 bedrooms?
Again, Fortune, look, there's no right or wrong answer here. Okay. It all depends on your personal strategy. And remember, if you're not local, you have to make sure that you have someone to manage it for you. Okay. If you don't have someone to manage, you don't want to drive down all the way and then struggle to manage it as well. And like I said, if your strategy is to grow this into a multi-unit segment for yourself, then it's okay to take on even a 4-bedroom or a 5-bedroom. That's fine, because now you're doing multiple and there's just leveraging resources, right? But if you are only going to take a few, like maybe 2 or 3, then you have to make sure that you have someone to manage it. Otherwise, it can actually become a pain for you. Okay. I hope that answers your question.
It does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. John, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Josh, any questions?
No, thank you.
Falaki, any questions?
No, thank you, Jack. I'm good.
Jennifer, any questions?
No, Jack.
Martin, any questions? Saida, any
Okay.
questions?
Jack.
Yes, Josh.
Yeah. In case if you want to like up north like Blackpool, if you want to take on like 8 rooms or 10 rooms, how much do you think can start up that business?
Like I said, you know, I've taken one on a 10 bed, which is about to complete for 25,000. But there was a 74 bedder that came for no money down. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, but remember, you're the likelihood of you being able to get a 74 bedder without experience and no money down is very little. Okay.
No.
Okay. Any more questions?
How do you get a manager?
How do you get a manager?
Yes.
Well, look online. Okay. You'd be able to find agencies who will manage it for you. Obviously, you have to stack up the numbers and see if it's worthwhile hiring a management company and still being profitable. You have to make sure of all of these things. Can you actively manage yourself with systems and maybe have a part-time manager here? There's all sorts of things you can look at. Okay. If you want us to have a look at something, we may even look at something. If you are taking, we can manage it for you. But again, you know, that's a discussion separate we can have.
Okay, I'll have
Okay.
that discussion.
I may or may not go ahead with that depending on if it is worthwhile taking for us. Okay.
Okay.
Saida, any questions?
No, Jack. All good.
Shelly, any questions?
No, Jack, I'm okay.
Thank you. Seti, I know you joined late. Any questions so far?
Hey, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, not too bad. Loving the new look for the stash.
Thank you.
it looks very South American to me. Yeah, I was going to say, first of all, congratulations on the 74 bedroom, no money down. That's amazing because they are very difficult to get. That is absolutely amazing. No, to be honest with you, I just wondering if I can get it because obviously I bloody got on there late. Can you share a video of this today?
I will be in the list. Yes, it is getting recorded, so it will be available.
Excellent. Thank you very much. But yeah, no. Just congratulations.
Thank you. All right, guys. This is our second session for today.